On the night of December 14th, 2025, Los Angeles, a city renowned for its star-studded glamour and artistic history, lost more than just a director. Rob Reiner, the visionary behind some of Hollywood's gentlest and most profound stories, was found dead in his home, his body alongside that of his wife, Michele Singer Reiner. The cause of death, multiple stab wounds, was a shocking and violent end to a life that had long been devoted to promoting kindness and humanity through his films. Rob Reiner's contributions to cinema were monumental, and his sudden death left the public in stunned silence, struggling to process the unexpected loss of someone who had touched so many hearts. A filmmaker who believed in the power of kindness. Rob Reiner was the man who made America believe in the strength of friendship through Stand By Me, showed that fairy tales could still be intelligent through The Princess Bride, and reminded us that mature love can be a dance of dignity through When Harry Met Sally. His films explored a range of emotions, from humor to deep drama, all while maintaining a humane approach to storytelling. With A Few Good Men, Reiner tackled moral and ethical dilemmas, showing how conscience could stand firm against overwhelming power. His films never resorted to moralizing, always staying true to the complexities of real human lives. Though his career reached great heights in the 1980s and 1990s, the pressures of fame and the weight of creative expectations were a constant undercurrent, shaping not only his work, but his personal life. The early years, shaped by a legacy of art and laughter. Born in 1947 in the Bronx, New York, Rob Reiner was steeped in a world of creativity from the moment he entered it. His father, Carl Reiner, was one of the most influential figures in post-war American television, known for his groundbreaking work in comedy and writing. Growing up in this artistic environment, Rob was exposed to the rhythms of storytelling, where humor was not just entertainment, but a means to explore difficult truths. Rob's childhood was less about the glare of the spotlight and more about the intimate, disciplined environment of a family that valued the craft of storytelling. However, this also meant that Rob was constantly compared to his father's towering legacy, a situation that would shape his decisions as an artist. A childhood on the margins, struggling to find his own voice. At school, Rob Reiner often felt like an outsider. As the son of a famous figure in show business, he was perceived as the showbiz kid, never quite fitting in with his peers. He was not athletic or a natural leader, often relegated to the sidelines in social settings. This sense of standing apart became a defining trait in his life, allowing him to observe the world around him with a unique perspective. He learned how power and influence operated in social spaces without ever fully participating in them. This feeling of being on the margins, rather than at the center, shaped Reiner's creative approach, where he became more interested in observing human interactions than in being a direct participant. Growing up under a towering intellectual influence. While Rob's family life was full of love and support, it was also marked by the intellectual dominance of his father. Carl Reiner, a legendary figure in television, was a towering presence both publicly and privately. This created a complicated emotional landscape for Rob, who admired his father deeply, but also felt a sense of caution about following in his footsteps. There was no open conflict, but Rob's awareness of the high standards set by his father led to a quiet decision. If he were to pursue a career in storytelling, he would do it on his own terms. He would step away from pure comedy and place more emphasis on dialogue, human relationships, and ethical choices, elements that would come to define his work. This is Spinal Tap, a gamble that changed comedy forever. Rob Reiner's directorial debut came in 1984 with This Is Spinal Tap, a mockumentary that pushed the boundaries of comedy and storytelling. The film was unconventional, relying heavily on improvisation and a loose, documentary-style approach. Initially, the film struggled at the box office, and many people mistook it for a real documentary. However, over time, This Is Spinal Tap gained a cult following and became one of the most influential comedies of all time. It helped popularize the mockumentary genre and solidified Reiner's status as a director with a unique vision. What was initially seen as a misstep became the foundation for a groundbreaking career in filmmaking. Stand By Me, a deeply emotional journey into childhood. Following the success of This Is Spinal Tap, Rob Reiner took on Stand By Me in 1986, a film based on Stephen King's novella. Unlike his earlier work, Stand By Me was a deeply emotional film about childhood, friendship, and growing up. The film focused on 4 boys who set out on a journey to find the body of a missing child. But at its heart, it was about the loss of innocence and the inevitability of change. Reiner's direction was marked by a quiet, restrained approach that allowed the emotional weight of the story to unfold gradually. Stand By Me became a beloved classic, resonating with audiences across generations and further establishing Reiner as a director who could capture the deepest emotions with subtlety and grace. The Princess Bride, creating a timeless fairy tale. In 1987, Rob Reiner directed The Princess Bride, a fairy tale that blended adventure, romance, humor, and self-parody. The film's modest box office performance belied its lasting impact on popular culture. Over the years, The Princess Bride became a beloved classic, quoted and referenced by generations of fans. Reiner's approach to the film was unique in that he didn't try to force it to be important. Instead, he allowed it to exist with an innocence that was rare in Hollywood. The film's charm and enduring popularity are a testament to Reiner's ability to create something timeless, a piece of cinema that transcended its era and became a part of the cultural fabric. When Harry Met Sally, redefining the romantic comedy. In 1989, Rob Reiner took on When Harry Met Sally, a romantic comedy that became a landmark in the genre. The film, which asked whether men and women could truly be friends without crossing a line, featured sharp dialogue and a tightly controlled pace that was in stark contrast to the more conventional romantic comedies of the time. The film became a major commercial success, and its blend of humor and emotional depth redefined the genre. The now famous fake orgasm scene almost didn't make the final cut, but Reiner's decision to keep it was a testament to his commitment to authenticity in his films. When Harry Met Sally continues to be cited as a benchmark for romantic comedies, Misery, a dark turn into thriller territory. Rob Reiner's career took another surprising turn in 1990 when he directed Misery, a psychological thriller based on Stephen King's novel. The film was a departure from his earlier work, but it showcased Reiner's ability to navigate darker, more intense material. Misery was a critical and commercial success, and its suspenseful, claustrophobic atmosphere marked a sharp contrast to Reiner's previous work in comedy and drama. The film's success further cemented Reiner's versatility as a director, proving that he could succeed across a wide range of genres, from comedy to thriller.